welcome to the State of the Industry.
Let's get this party started.
So here we have Patrick and Robert. Thank you both for your time today. As we all know, 2020 was quite a challenging year. I'm just curious, how did you adapt? How will you become more agile in this challenging time? Robert, I'd like to start with you.
Sure. Well, I think one thing we learned was that we were not communicating as well as we thought we were. And we learned to communicate much more effectively, deeply, and comprehensively very, very quickly, particularly via Zoom and other technology that's out there and technology platforms. But we came together in a way as a company and with our client base very, very quickly and emphatically when we realized we weren't going to see them for quite some time. And and we weren't even sure, and even now we're not sure when we're going to see some of them in a physical sense. So we started a communication on a weekly basis that was company-wide, and we created an instrument to do that tied us together in some fun ways and also some ways that were strictly business that has been very, very effective. And we learned to communicate to our clients in a much deeper way, in a comprehensive way to make sure that they knew we were still relevant and they were engaged with our customer base and moving their business forward, just doing it in a different way.
So one thing, my brother Frank and I, we've been partners together in the business for seemingly forever, but his daughter Mackenzie is our president and her husband Mike is our CEO. And one thing that they did is they started twice a week conferences. So Mondays and Thursdays, we get together, not only with the supervisors, but with the folks that drive the fork trucks, the folks that do the pre-make ready, the folks that are operating the presses, customer service. Everybody gets that time, and they're brief meetings, but it's amazing how when you're hearing from customer service, this is what they made a change, and this is what we have to do. And suddenly it's not us saying this is what we need to do, but it's been embraced by everybody saying this is what we've got to do. So communication is really the essence of what COVID has forced us to become better at. We thought we were good. We needed to become great.
But COVID certainly taught us to sharpen up our communication skills and to take advantage of the technology for video conferencing has been around for a decade, 2 decades. We talked about it, and all of a sudden, we had about 24 hours to make a transition into it. And we took advantage of that and made the most of it. And that's one of the things that will be with us post-COVID is much more comprehensive use of technology to communicate through video.
Honestly, I can't wait until they Katie bar the door, open up and let us go out and visit people again, because we're human beings and we need that touch, we need contact, we need to interact. And I'm a hugger. I mean, Matt, you know that.
Yeah, and I love it for that.
I don't know what I'm going to do when we get together at Sweets and Snacks, because people are going to be saying, get them away from me. But I'm a hugger, and so I'll have to learn how to restrain myself and I guess wave from 6 feet away with a mask on.
Yeah, you both mentioned communication, and Patrick, you mentioned human beings, and it's something we like to think we're doing a better job at being. Is that I haven't called any of my customers. I've called my customers more than I have before, than I ever have, and just to hear another human and just to care and see how they're doing, it just seems to mean so much to them. So I want to continue to keep calling people and seeing how they're doing. Other than that, anything else you two can add?
Well, I'll take an opposing view from Patrick. I think one of the silver linings here is it's put a damper on the hugging movement, which I think has gone a little too far. So as a non-hugger, I'm very comfortable in not hugging and giving somebody the fist. But I think, in all seriousness, to your point, and we talked about this earlier, sometimes the worst of times bring out the best in people. And I think that every relationship that we have, if we've tended it at all during COVID, and I think we all have, has gotten better and deeper because of COVID, because of the shared adversity that we faced. And I think, again, I believe that's one thing we'll take out of this with us is a better understanding, more empathy, more compassion, and more listening, which as a sales guy is always important. And we'll be in a better place with our relationships if we just water them, which we really have to do during COVID. So that is a positive to me. And I think you're right. I think we're all talking a bit more and, in some different ways to our associates, our peers, and our customers.
They're in trouble. We got to help them out. So caring is really important. Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. Hope to see you soon. Patrick, if we can hug. Robert,
Yeah,
you got a
Matt,
fist bump coming at you?
in Indianapolis. And
Stay well.
Yeah.
Matt, let me just wrap up one thing with you. I think that just something that Robert said kind of piqued my interest, and it kind of matched what we did here. COVID was definitely disruptive, but we looked at it more as an opportunity, and it became revelatory. It revealed the strengths that we had, revealed where we needed to get better, but we didn't look at it as like a punch to the gut and a knockout blow. We looked at it as an opportunity to reveal the character that we already had and improve upon it. So, Robert, I appreciate where you were taking that line of thought, because it did accentuate something I haven't really put into words until now. But that's the approach that we took. It was an opportunity. It revealed our strengths and pointed out areas where we could get better. And so we're going to thrive and be a better company because of this, and not in spite of this.
Yeah, challenges only mean it's an opportunity you haven't crushed yet. So,
Yeah.
so Mark, back to you, and say we hope to see you soon.